Hey friends, welcome back to Trinity DIY 29. I'm back with another video. As I stated in my last video, I moved, so I am rebuilding my garden. I moved to an apartment, so this is my first debut of my garden. Everything, guys, is kind of everywhere. There's really no rhyme or reason, but eventually I plan on getting this put together. So we're going to go out here on my patio. You open up the doors. It's a very cool morning. It's maybe about 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm cooking a steak for breakfast, so I'm excited about that. I wanted to make some steak and eggs, but I didn't have any eggs. So I was like, oh, you know what? I can come out here and make me maybe a salad, steak and salad for breakfast. Yes, I know that's more like a dinner, but whatever. But as you guys can see, all of the plants from my previous garden, they're here. That's the green stalk that I had to take because as you guys can see, it's quite a nice little drop off. So my porch is kind of short, so I had to unstack it. So I have one over there, one right here. I plan on stacking those two together and just ordering another drip tray and another set of wheels. Just haven't got around to that yet. So let's go around and I'll show you some of the stuff that I have growing. And I also brought out one of my little handy dandy strainers. These things really come in handy. Not sure where I got it from, but see if I can do this. It like pops out, you see it, so you can pop it in and it stores flat. And I really like it to harvest and rinse and everything. So I'm gonna go around and give you guys a quick synopsis of what's in the garden because I don't want my steak to burn. But right here, this is I believe it's a bush variety. And I also interplanted it, if you guys can see, with a Space Master cucumber. And this is a Red Pride bush tomato, which is very healthy. Over here is the big herb bin that I had in my garden at first. This is all freaking peppermint. And then if I push this back, there's some sage down in there, but of course peppermint took over. I need to find my dehydrator to unpack that so that I can get all of this dehydrated for tea and for bath salts. Over here, I need to tie that tomato back up. These are indigo rose tomatoes. If you guys see, let me see if I can cut the, yeah, indigo rose tomatoes, very dark, beautiful. Down here, I cut back the collard. Guys, remember that big tall one? And look at it. It literally started growing more collards because I didn't pull the root out. So I'll just leave it in there. In the back, that's a Nashville and pickling cucumber. All of this greenery in the front is a rocket arugula, which I plan on getting for my salad this morning. I have a red Russian kale plant. Down here, I have some Valencia carrots that I got as a free gift from Baker Creek. This long vine, guys, if you see, it's my watermelon. My watermelon is in this big container in here, and the watermelon just goes crazy. It's all up here. And there's some melons on there. Haven't really seen any bees up here, but they tend to come out early in the morning, so hopefully I can see if there's bee activity yet, because a lot of my flowers have not bloomed yet. So I'm trying to get bee activity. Over here is the Black Beauty. Small. Almost every black type of tomato I grow is small. But Black Beauties, and then I grew the Black Brandywine last year. They both were sickly type plants, and this one is more healthy than the Brandywine, but I only have one tomato. A lot of the flowers are drying up. Down here, I have over here is a white cherry. You guys can see that there's some clusters on there. Nothing's changed, but there's a lot of tomatoes on that one. But as you guys can see, the stalk broke, so I'm just letting it grow to help it mend itself. Over here is the Roma bush, which I love. Over here This is a cherry pepper that I grew from one from the grocery store. That's a Lesia, which is one of my favorite peppers. This is a tomato, guys, over here called Feels One, and it grows as a full-size tomato, but it grows like a cluster. So if you guys can see, it's a cluster. It's so weird. And look how the plant grows. It's really, really bushy and weird. I've never seen a tomato grow like that. So interesting. Over here, can't remember what this is, but based on what it looks like, I want to say this is probably a purple bumblebee because this is one of the ones that wasn't labeled. Up here, I have Genovese basil is the first one. In the middle, I have Chinese eggplant. And then on the right, I have a Lesia. Look how big that Lesia is. But I like to wait until they turn red. Over here, Dr. Witchies. But it's very stripy, this one over here, if you guys see, which is, I don't remember it being stripy like that, but Dr. Witchies yellow. I swear by that thing. Over here, I have what you call a pineapple squash. It's been on here for a while. I need to cut it. It's probably turned into a winter squash. This is another Feels one, little funky ones. Over here, I have some cilantro that's went to seed. I'm waiting to get the coriander seeds. As you guys can see, it's already making coriander. And I'm going to rest this for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry guys. I just didn't want to restart the video. Over here, very first cucumber. I've heard of other gardeners complaining in different areas that the cucumber season is terrible. I don't know what's going on. Normally cucumbers is what I normally get a lot of. I'm usually overwhelmed by them. But this is the first one, and I have a ton of cucumber plants this year. So that is I believe, Space Master. This is some amaranth that just reseeded from last year. Not sure if it tastes any good, but I kept it because I said I wanted to get seeds from it because I don't have any more seeds. Over here, yeah, this is a purple bumblebee. So I'm pretty sure that other one that I just showed you guys is a purple bumblebee, which is good. Over here, these ones are very productive. My first time growing them. These are chocolate cherry. I wasn't sure what they were because I forgot to label them, but if you go down here, you can see the chocolate cherry. Whole nother cluster coming in. More coming up here, and they're more teardrop shaped, which I think is pretty cool. Over here, my good old-fashioned crap, I forgot this fast, guys. We'll go back to this one because I just had a brain fart. Over here, I have pink Mizuna and white Mizuna, which is a type of like Asian green. I cook it almost like how you would cook spinach, or you can eat it raw. Over here are Sart Roloise. I've heard a lot about them. People swear by them on Baker Creek, so I'm growing them. Probably not in the best size pot, but I have it sitting up here so it can get ample light. I have some more plants of red Russian kale that I put in. I have some ruby red Swiss chard in the back. I plan on moving these things because I want to put them somewhere else because they do not need direct sunlight. And so I can move some of the fruiting things up into these bins, and then I can put the greens somewhere else. Okay, coneflower. That's what this is. This is my purple coneflower I've had for like 3 years. It comes back every year. And to me, it comes back healthier and healthier. As you can see, I have all new greenery. I did have one flower, but it went to crap. Over here, this one is another suspect one. That doesn't have a label. I don't know how I ended up with like 3 plants without a label because I'm very good with labeling. But I'm not sure what this is, but to me, this looks like maybe another red pride bush. There's 3 on there. Been trying to feed them a lot lately because I don't feel as though they're as big as I'm used to. Over here was something just fun I picked up. These are Tennessee red peanuts, believe it or not. I kept finding peanuts in my garden. The squirrels were leaving. And I was just like, you know what, let me plant some peanuts and let's see how they grow, because I found that they grow under the ground. So basically, I've been growing them for a long time now, and I really have no idea when you're supposed to pick them, but I'll do some research soon. Over here in the green stalk, I have another Roma bush, but if you guys can see, I have blossom end rot, so that's not good. I'm just gonna pluck that off, but that's blossom end rot, normally caused by calcium deficiency. You can add eggshells, or people say add Tums, but technically blossom end rot does not last long, so normally I just pluck the fruit off and the plant normally will recover. But there's a nice amount on there. To me, it seems like the Roma bush are, of course, the most producing because, of course, they are a bush variety, so they're determinate. Down here, I have my hyssop, which is very, very good for tea. It's good for medicinal purposes. It's also good for putting in your bath. It's a very medicinal type of taste, if you like that, licorice-y, if that's even a word. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this one, but this is my only federally tomato, which is a paste type long tomato. I tried to grow this last year, did really, really bad, had a few seeds left and said, why not? And now I'm just trying to do something. So this could potentially be another federally, or it could be a Roma, not sure. Next, look at this monstrosity, guys. Please read your seed packs before you purchase, like me. I get all excited. This is like very not what I was expecting. It looks all dried out. Maybe it's because it's the first one. But these are luminous pink zinnias. To me, I don't see much luminous about them. This video looks like it's going to be dark. I hope not. I should have waited until the full sun was out to film it, but I wanted to come out while it was cool. Down here are, oh crap, what flowers are these? Dianthus. I've got these seeds from a lady a long time ago. She gave them to me for free at Home Depot. I planted them, nothing happened. Come to find out, they take 2 years to grow, so I've had them for the past 2 years, and they look like they're going to be blooming again soon. Over here, if you guys don't recognize it, that is my tried and true lavender. I've been growing the same lavender plant for years. It's a little tight around here, guys, because I got to get plant stands and stuff. Down here, these were some of the things that I was selling, plant pots that I was selling at my plant sale. It has flat leaf parsley. It has lettuce leaf basil in it. That one over here, that has purple basil, opal basil in it. It has cilantro. It had a lot of stuff in there. Now, yes, I know you cannot grow them all in a pot this size, but I put them all in a pot so that by the time people had them home, by the time it was time to put stuff out in the garden, they could separate them and put them in their own home. So believe me, please don't come for me in the comments. I know that's not enough space. Now here, this was not supposed to happen like this. Something is eating the crap out of this. And I keep looking for the culprit and I can't find it. I can't find a slug or a beetle or anything. But look at that damage, guys. Put in a comment if you think you know what could be eating my eggplant. But this is 2 Rosita eggplants. It was only 1, I thought. Then they started to grow, and it was 2, but 1 looked a little wonky, and I didn't have any more eggplants. So I said, I am just going to leave them both in, and once they both get, to a certain size, I'll separate them. With the moving and everything, never separated them, guys. So now I literally have 2 big Rosita eggplants in one, like maybe, I don't know, is this a 2-gallon, 3-gallon container maybe? This is insane. So I'm going to have to feed the crap out of this thing, water the crap out of this thing, because I feel like they're too big. I don't want to take the chance of separating them. And this spider has moved in like 3 times in the past 2 weeks, if you guys see this. Let me see if you You can see him through there. Yeah, you can't see him, but he built another web. And that's about it. It's funny, there's a little mushroom growing. I really want to get into growing mushrooms. A little mushroom growing. I'm curious to know how the watermelon is going to do, because normally you let your watermelons vine out on the ground, but I have no ground, I have a porch. So we'll see how that goes. So I was hoping to come out here and harvest some stuff for my salad, but unfortunately I only see maybe 2 chocolate cherries, or technically 1 chocolate cherry that's ripe. And I have some greens, of course. I can get some of that arugula from over there. Maybe mix in a few pieces of basil for extra flavor. But yeah, I don't really see anything worth picking. Like, the garden is not really in full force yet, because we've had a slow year. But yeah, like I said, read your seed pack, because this flower, comes to find out, I believe it can get like 4 feet tall. So who knows? Of course, over here, that's just another Roma bush that I didn't stake up in time, so it went wild. This is just a mass sowing of red Russian kale. Let me spin it around. On the other side, this is a pepper. I forgot what this was. This is crazy. I didn't label this one either. What in the hell? I'm starting to feel like a lot of it fell out. But down here, guys, there's a pepper. Not sure which one it is. Oh, I didn't even show you guys my pepper bed. Too busy trying to spin this thing. All right, over here, this is a red Marconi. I am so looking forward to the red Marconi. It's one of the bigger pepper plants out of all the ones that I have. This one is just so healthy. Look how healthy that is. That is a healthy tomato plant, man. Look how healthy and green and thick the stalk is. So that's really exciting. This basil, look how big. This is normal basil. This is not lettuce leaf basil. But look how big this leaf is. It's insane. So I need to get a lot of this basil dried. A lot of this hyssop needs to be cut down and dried. And I have not found my dehydrator yet. Like, I'm guessing it might still be in my storage unit, because I've not cleared out everything. But that's basically what's in the green stalk. And yes, I know there are a ton of holes, and I will be filling them today. If you watched my last garden video, I showed you guys what I was going to be planting next. This needs to be staked up. Sometimes I'll try to lay them on each other and they can support each other. Not the best idea, but a temporary fix. Over here next to the peanuts, guys, I have, this is basically a scallion that I got from the grocery store. Used it all, stuck it in the dirt, and this is what happens. And look, I'm actually starting to get some bulbs. So basically, I have some green onion, and they're starting to bulb up a little bit. And if you guys can see, it's not hardly any dirt in here. This is not focusing, sorry guys. But yeah, so a ton that needs to be cut, dehydrated, making chives. Over here is basically just an herb thing that I started, and I basically separated them, and this is how I sold my plants. But this is basil, and then back here, this is all flat leaf parsley. And the fact that it has been sitting down low, not getting too much sun, it has not gone to seed. As you guys can see, I have basil everywhere. Coriander went to seed. I plan on starting some rosemary, which is going to take 8,000 years, but rosemary will grow throughout the winter, so I'm not worried about it. And last but not least, I'll show you guys the pepper bed. Now, I need to figure out how I'm going to get something to build, maybe in this corner right here, that is wide enough that I can sit plants, like maybe this container, because I really want my peppers raised up. I'm just scared to sit anything on this edge, because if it falls, you guys see how high up I am. It will take everybody out. So, this definitely, I feel like, needs more sun. But I'm going to go around because there's a ton of peppers in here. This is the Arroz con Pollo pepper. As you guys can see, it's not one pepper on here at all. And no, I did not top these peppers off because I was in the process of moving. So they did not get that bushy. So Arroz con Pollo pepper, never grew this before. Basically means chicken and rice pepper. It's a really good seasoning pepper. Over here, this is a cherry pepper, which is another one. I have two, I believe, in my garden. This one is from a cherry pepper from the grocery store, and I saved the seeds, and voila, that's how easy it is. Over here, this is my most anticipated because I make a lot of Jamaican food, like steamed fish and jerk chicken and oxtail and stuff like that. And Scotch bonnet is used 1,000 times over in their recipes. Saved the seeds from the grocery store because I couldn't find Scotch bonnet seeds. And there I go, Scotch bonnet pepper. And I will be leaving a pepper on there to get more seeds. You guys can see more teeth marks. Like, I don't know what is doing this. It's just weird. And I'm like, there's no way that there's like a mouse climbing all the way up here. There's no way for them to get. Maybe it is. I don't know. I could be underestimating them. Over here, this nice sturdy one, as you guys can see, something took a bite out of. This is a California Wonder Pepper, which is doing really, really good. In the middle, my favorite, the Lesia, one of my favorites. In the back here, the Red Marconi. Like I said, the Red Marconi is the biggest one out of all of these. So yeah, I have Arroz con Pollo, cherry pepper, Scotch bonnet, Red Marconi, and I actually did have a California Wonder, which is good because I did want at least one regular bell type pepper. California Wonder did good, and you guys can see this is the only thing you have to be on getting these. When you're working with pots, you need to make sure that you keep your pots well weeded, because believe me, your plants will have to compete. So that's basically it for what's going on. I will be giving you guys updates. Make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe, and I will be back with another video.